good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we are here to discuss some wrestling. Hope all of you having a great one. However you catch this, whenever you catch this now, understandably, all right? I know all of you are probably thinking, Cappy, where's your One Piece video? Cappy, what's going on with the album? Cappy, will Superman return to save the day? I would like to put all of your stresses at ease, white chocolate, all right? Everything is going according to plan. The One Piece video is on the way, all right? So is the album, and so is Superman, all right? I got Clark on speed dial, all right? We're locked in. We're going to be talking about AEW's redemption for, I believe it was July 26, 2026, or yeah, July 26th or maybe July 25th. Yeah, one of those, right? Redemption was fairly good. I'd be a bad journalist though if I didn't, if I buried the lead. There is a lot of negative reception around Redemption, and unfortunately it comes from two of the biggest workhorses in that locker room, in Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. It's unfortunate. I've seen the 450 spot. I'm not a stranger to it. I don't really have anything to say against, other than it's maybe not everyone's cup of tea. It was a no-sell. And there's no other real way around it. There was like really good shit about that fucking card, man. And this is the like irritating part to me, because when that is the main focus and not Willow Nightingale, right, becoming the first women's Grand Slam champion, when it's not Maya World ascending from but basically the stand-in to a couple of WWE girls just wanting to throw their weight around, right, going from again the stand-in from that blow off, from that situation, to a fucking TBS championship, quite literally a brand ambassador for AEW, right? Even in that small thing, right? Like, I originally had her slotted to beat Athena, so Athena could work up to the main card. I love that Tony and the powers that be seen more in her than her biggest fans did. Like, because I am so fucking big on Maya World, bro. So for her to even reach higher than what I was hoping for her to get, it's like, dude, that's so fucking dope. There's a lot of really good things about this card. A lot of people don't like it, but there is a story with Will Ospreay and the turn and the corruption of Will Ospreay with Jon Moxley. That is a story right there, and it may not be exactly, again, your cup of tea, bruv, right? But Ospreay has been a goody two-shoes heel for a long time, all right? He's supposed to be, again, in this era that we're in, he's supposed to be a changed man, right? No more Don Callis, no more pimp coats, right? No more bashful, abrasive promos against the opponent. No, it was a completely different energy and a completely different mindset that Ospreay was working with. So I'm not completely opposed to the idea of, like, no, we're not gonna fucking kill the Young Bucks. No, we're not gonna kill the Young Bucks, because the Young Bucks, even though they might be acting like a bit of a they might be acting like cunts at the moment. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna sit here and completely slime out my if you think about this, right? Ospreay has been on the more positive side of the Young Bucks, right? I guess when you take into consideration their All-In match last year, I guess there's a little bit of bad blood. There's definitely a little bit of bad blood. What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to the face roster, right, Ospreay and the Young Bucks have been aligned for almost a good 7 or so months now. So there is just a level of camaraderie there. Like, hey, I don't want to slime out like a fellow face. It just doesn't make any sense. But everything that we got with Ospreay and Kenny, like at the end of this night, I loved. I fucking loved it. This was a perfect way to close out your pay-per-view. I think all of the matches on this card, except for pieces of that Jericho and Ciampa match, I wasn't a massive fan of that match. The drill was just a bit too much for me personally. The dog collar match, it was not as bad as everyone was saying it was, but it was a little dry. But the truth be told, though, I think that some of these matches, they're being booked and they're being produced so it doesn't kind of quote unquote scare off the more normie audience, right? Because it's possible somebody who hasn't tapped in with wrestling, or Lord knows how long, just seen an old school dog collar match. It wasn't insanely overbooked. It didn't have a bunch of furniture, right? It was just a old school dog collar match with, again, somebody of the caliber of like Jay White, right? My apologies, David Finlay, very, very good wrestler. So there were pieces of it that were fine. It was fine, but I think there are different expectations that all fans have when they go into these pay-per-views, right? I mean, I was going into most of these pay-per-views for a while thinking Jay White was going to return. So imagine to my surprise when at Forbidden Door he showed his pretty little Aussie face. All right, I'm impressed pretty easily when it comes to the dub, like what they can put on, but again, there is a high criteria of what people are expecting, right? And it's funny, right? We can kind of get into the weeds here for a second, because I think when people like a JD from NY, when people like a Cornette, right? Even like a Brian Alvarez, I think when they have these very reasonable, very just kind of like bare bone critiques of AEW, or the dub as I like to call it, I do think it comes from a genuine place of like wanting them to succeed, right? Because I don't know if anybody, and we're going to be talking about it, folks, I don't know if anybody can look at the Federation in its like current iteration and want it to succeid. It's with one of the worst White House administrations, openly and publicly, in front of the whole world, on the fucking literally in the Rose Garden with the nigga. Like it doesn't get any more blatant than that. Their business handlings, like how they treat talent, how they treat contracts, the independent scene, like what they're doing to that. Like the Federation is quite literally in its like last, like this is like the last blow up it's gonna have before it completely collapses, right? Like the tent is coming down, and unfortunately, right, they have done their they've done their damnedest to make sure every single ship that is along with them in that tide will sink by any means necessary. So when the very reasonable, right, like very fair, sometimes a little overbloated, over exaggerated criticisms from the Federation, like from the dub, my apologies, when a lot of fair, reasonable criticism, sometimes a little exaggerated, comes towards the dub, right, it can kind of seem just like an over cacophony, like an overwhelming force, an oversensory overwhelming force of noise, right, an overwhelming cacophony of just negativity. And it's easy to hear that sometimes, but most of this pay-per-view is good. Like chat, I promise you, this pay-per-view is not that bad. Again, you have acts like Maya World, you have acts like Thekla. Thekla has a great night. She has a great fucking night. Bandino and Kyle Fletcher, arguably match of the night. Like there is good shit on this pay-per-view. So I guess I'm saying all that to say, don't let one single match paint your entire view of this pay-per-view, because it's just not the case. It's not the case. And it's literally like if this nigga Will Ospreay puts up a 1-3 star. He puts up like a 3.5 star in Lord knows how many months. Just months of 4 stars, or just, again, Adam Brooks. He had a match with like Adam Brooks, and it's like, okay, all right, like come on. But again, like that was a solid match. Like he hasn't been on this tear of like stinkers. So like this paired with the story of him genuinely trying to find his path, I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with that. Like, and again, it sounds like I'm kind of just caping for the Death Riders and everything that they're doing right now. But Moxley, even after Kenny hit Ospreay with that one-winged angel, he told him like, you can't turn your back on anybody. Like this is not what you've been training for, right? And it does feel a little bit like Rocky 3. It does feel a little bit like Will Ospreay really needing to unlock that next level of himself. And I'm not mad at it. If we see further shades of Will Ospreay really delving deep into this heel or just cutthroat mentality, that's a positive for this storytelling. It's a positive. It literally defines the face and heel issue that we were having like 2 episodes ago when we were talking about this product. So listen, everything that Ospreay is doing, I'm a fan of. Everything that we get from this pay-per-view in totality, I'm a fan of. It's really not that bad of a pay-per-view. And hopefully, whoever was a little I would say a little advantageous to catch it, you watch it, you form your own opinion from it, because I think that there's a lot of talents to fall in love with on this pay-per-view. All right, no questions asked. I don't know what their plan is for these Raws, right? So July 27th, 2026. I don't even know what state they're in. I don't know what section of the country was subjected to this horrible product. Listen, you could say what you want, all right, about the AEW show, but at least like there were like a solid like 3 to 4 matches on there. They're like, okay, this is pretty hard. It's pretty hard, right? This shit, bro. Oh my god, I wish I was joking. The highlight of this Raw is like a 53-year-old Rey Mysterio and a Javon Evans who's stuck in a fucking Rusev feud. And Rusev, he essentially just no-sold the match after the fucking night. Basically he collected his check and he went home. He no-sold the entire match, walked backstage. It was the longest crowd shot I have seen after a fucking victory. This Raw was a stinker. All right, from front to keister, it was horrible. This Raw opens with Oba, who Brock Lesnar, he for some reason, his whole thing is that when I'm out here, I'm gonna make sure that all the police and all the, jabronis backstage, that they get their full day's worth of pay. So it's just Oba and Brock. Fucking Triple H is out here because he's a fucking attention whore. Like, it's really that simple. They're having this weigh-in like it's UFC. Huh? Like they're on the White House lawn, right next to the Rose Garden in JFK Jr.'s fucking rotting corpse. I meant to say RFK Jr., but unfortunately, both of those names work. All right, look at that timeline. Basically, Brock is out here. He's antagonizing Oba. They're doing the same thing that they've been doing to the lead up of WrestleMania. I mean, fuck, man. Like, what is there to talk? There's nothing to talk about here. Like, they have Oba just siphoned all of the juice off this nigga. Braun's out there with Logan Paul. Astaghfirullah. I remember I asked for them to put somebody out there who's injured and just have them work, because that's what we used to do back in the day. If Shawn Michaels, if fucking Triple H, if Big Show had a big ugly cast, they'd become somebody's manager. They'd work themselves into a faction. They'd stay on television, right? So I was just pushing for it, and now you got Logan Paul just out here trying to out farm Braun Breaker. It's fucking horrible. It's horrible. And then if you really think about the creator for Braun, right? They said on WWE Unreal, I sound like such a fucking, I sound like Chat GPT when I said that. If you look at Unreal, right? They said, we don't want Braun to become a Steiner, and they said that shit like it was a slur. Like, Scott Steiner wasn't one of the biggest fucking parts of the 2000s. Like, Scott Steiner in TNA wasn't a fucking cultural phenomenon. Like, he didn't have to wrestle a lick. That segment that he had with Bully Ray, right? I got freaks 8 days out the week. Scotty, there's only 7 days in a week. Oh, you trying to talk down? It's me. I'm Big Papa Dad. Like, bro, there is major market in that Steiner fucking market. There is major money in that Steiner market. Major money in that Steiner market. What I think it is? I think it's because deep down, Triple H knew that Scott Steiner was always a better wrestler than him. Scott Steiner was 100% a better wrestler than Triple H. And I think that Braun's just paying the toll for it. That's what I think. I think all of that momentum that Braun built up after he speared Seth into high heaven, I think Triple H seen that, and that nigga got flashbacks. He got flashbacks, all right, of Scott Steiner, all right, essentially pushing for him to beat him in the main event of any of those pay-per-views back in the day. That's what that is. Listen, man. Listen, I can't even sit here and excuse the show anymore. It's bad. Like, it's not fucking good. It's not good. You shouldn't watch it for the betterment of your health. You shouldn't watch it. You shouldn't. Danhausen, Joe Hendry, and the fucking the hard R saying boxer, they go out here and they schmoes and schmiggy around for what? Like fucking 10 minutes. They got this nigga Ryan Garcia, the schizophrenic cokehead. They got this nigga in primetime television for 10 straight minutes.
Is this nigga serious?
What's Lyra doing? Fuck off. Do we have anything of substance for Otis? No, he's about to eat this pin. Eat this pin and get the fuck buried. Bubba buried by Maxine Dupree. For some reason, Maxine Dupree still works on Otis. Like she's fucking like Jean Grey or something. Oh Christ, man. Oh my God. These shows are horrible. They're fucking horrible. They're horrible. You know what's crazy? You guys want to hear something crazy, right? SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, last week's Raw. That was a unholy trifecta. It was dog shit. Horrible. Maybe the worst string of shows I have ever seen. This Danhausen segment, this might, I don't even know what to call it. Is this like generational like slop? Like I think we're like in, like this is like historical slop. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. This is going to be in a top 20 list in like 10 good 3 to 10 years. This is gonna make a list. Like it's bad. This is bad. Like this is gonna go on like on Watch Mojo. Like are you tracking what I'm saying right now? Who thinks this shit up? Who? Like there's no way people think that this is like intelligent, right? Because it doesn't benefit the fucking Judgment Day. The Judgment Day deserves so much better, bro. The Judgment Day deserves so much better. Like Roxanne deserves so much better. Liv. Listen. As many disagreements as I have with Liv in her personal life, right? Like her not even getting like any title defenses, and then she like has to defend it. Like, oh, I don't have to defend anything because I'm a fucking GOAT. I'm the greatest. Like, oh man, this shit sucks, dude. It's not good. Like, this is not good television. Anybody who tries to vouch for these shows know that they're LARPing. They're LARPing as actual fans. And again, like in some cases, right, there are people who, critique the dub thoroughly and, and vehemently because they do want it to succeed, right? They do want it to be what WCW should have been, right? But in that, you got to call balls and call strikes. You got to call a spade. This show fucking blows. It's not worth your time. You know what? It's funny, right? It's kind of why I don't even you guys don't get like raw videos anymore. Imagine me trying to extrapolate like 18 minutes from this shit. Like what? Like I'd Kurt Cobain myself into the next fucking atmosphere. Like that's not a joke, yo. I couldn't sit with this show and analyze it for no more than 10 minutes. No more. I don't think it's worth any of your time. Again, Lyra, what does she get? You know what's funny? It's funny how things work. Raquel Rodriguez, right? She practically gets the exact same blade job that fucking Lyra got, all right, at Saturday night's main event with Bayley. She's fucking leaking everywhere. It's pretty badass. What can I say? I like a good natural blade on my ladies, right? And she basically wins this IC title, but it's with outside interference. And I'm just like, come on, man. Come on, man. I would love if they just took actual chances. Like they should have taken actual chances with Finn and Dom for that IC belt after WrestleMania last. Like those are chances you're supposed to take. You want to make those leaps and those jumps so you could actually have it, pay off again in the future. But like Roxanne Perez, Rox Pops is just in fucking cryostasis. She's gone nowhere. Since last year's SummerSlam, Roxanne Perez has gone nowhere. Liv Morgan, nada, nothing, nilch. Dom, what's Dom doing? They express him as the Omega AAA champion. You telling me the only time I gotta catch this nigga Dom is if I want to, watch some Mexican promotions? Hey, I'm not opposed to it. I don't want to sound like that, but it's like, are they gonna air the exact same time as like American promotions, like I don't know how the time difference is. Like that's exactly why some people can't watch a New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like if the time zone is different, or if the viewing, or not the viewing, but if the showing is just different, then it's just harder to catch. I'm saying you're not putting Dom in front of a very optimal. Stand him next to I believe it's Grande Americano. I believe Grande Americano and Dom have some match that they're setting up. So like, I mean, hey, big AAA star trying to build a big AAA heel. I see the vision. But like, no pun intended, is this going to be another Austin Theory scenario where next thing you know, somebody who's wanted and somebody who's begged for by the audience just becomes ice cold and Dom? It's not impossible. With these niggas, literally nothing is impossible, and I've just grown to accept that. I've just grown to accept it. Again, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, pluses of tonight's Raw. I could also give a little bit of credit towards, give a little bit of shine to Solo. He's getting bigger reactions than Jacob. I fucking hate that. I hate that, because I do think that Jacob is a better wrestler than Solo. But I mean, again, we're setting up this LA Knight, Royce, and Bloodline thing. It's MFT's 2.0. It's sad. That's sad. This is MFT 2.0. This is exactly what it is. Like, this is exactly what it is. It's MFT's 2.0 versus the fucking Bloodline. Holy hell, man. That's horrible. That's horrible. Royce Key should be in the United States Championship card. He should. He should be in the IC Championship card. He should be looking for a mid-card belt. This is horrible. It's horrible. And again, everybody here works. Like, there's nothing wrong individually with Jimmy Uso. There's nothing wrong individually with Solo, with Jacob, with LA Knight. Yeah. But unfortunately, him being put in this like, it's a trios feud. That's exactly what this shit is. It's a trios feud with no trios belts. And LA Knight, as a result, is getting less and less pops. It's horrible. It's atrocious. It's fucking atrocious. Sethington Rollins and Roman, they go out there, they do the shield chair gimmick, and that's the go home segment. That's the curtain call. It's the shield chair. That's it. Nobody blades. It's not a match. It's a promo around the shield chair. Wow, man. It's bad. This is bad. This is bad. You know what? I'm recording this on a Tuesday, right? So, Grayson Waller, he just cut like a pretty good promo, right, on NXT for July 28th, 2027, 6. Look at that. Apologies, chat. And it's funny because all I'm thinking is like, man, all he has to do is name drop like Roman Reigns, and I'm sold. Like, brother, we're in the atmosphere, brother. But unfortunately, a lot of those marks, because they're fucking marks in those NXT crowds, they almost hijacked that nigga's promo. Grayson Waller, he cuts a great promo. Unfortunately, though, he is slotted to go up against Mike Santana and Tony DeVonchi. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. Some taking, some loss. All right, I guess it is what it is. That's just the way it is. Things are never going to be the same, unfortunately. Fuck, man. I was not impressed by this Raw whatsoever. It was very, very unimpressive. Redemption was good. Redemption was good. And again, that's just me and my agenda shining through. Willow, Andrade, Maya World. And again, a story with Ospreay and Kenny. That's a positive. The Kenny Omega match. Like, there's positives. There's positives for Redemption. Some people didn't love everything about it, though. You know what? Hey, it is what it is. All right. I guess it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not everybody's cup of coffee, if you would. Right. So, that's basically everything that your boy got for July 25th, 2026 Redemption, and July 27th, 2026 Raw. I wasn't impressed by Raw. I never am. I hate when that's the story. But as a wise African proverb once said, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Hope all of you stay hydrated, stay healthy. However you catch us, whenever you catch us, we got a lot of other stuff on the way, including Collision, SmackDown. I will maybe try to get to One Piece. Hey, no promises, but I'll definitely do my best. All right. So as I always say, I hope all of you stay tuned, stay safe, and stay beautiful. Peace.